unknown transforming robot. It's probably shit, but if I just bet a quid, it really won't matter.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Ray here, back for another Transformers Transformation review thingy. The cats have known what you about there, making a lot of noise. Woke me up last night with a and cats so often do. It was great. Anyway, I hope you're well. I must just say, first of all, before I proceed, is that I was genuinely saddened to hear about the death of David Thomas, who was a regular at Auto Assembly. You probably know the guy who I'm talking about. Everybody knew him. He was a wheelchair user. Great sense of humor. Really talkative. Made friends with kind of everybody there. And was a really good guy and someone I look forward to seeing every year. And I was very sad to hear that he passed away last week. So, R.I.P. David Thomas. This one's for you, brother. I don't know if this was a favourite of yours, but it's a favourite of mine. So, you probably would have said, yeah, go ahead. So, because you may have noticed that the Auto Assembly rumblings have started already. Auto Assembly 2012 has started. Avoid that movie like the plague. You just know they're going to bring it back next year for the deluxe edition or whatever, but it's still going to be shit. Auto Assembly, yeah, the rumblings have started. They've got this thing leading up to Christmas, which I may or may not know something about. Interesting noise there. So today, ladies and gentlemen, a little bit of Beast Wars and a little seasonal as well. Now, I'm a little early. I feel like I could leave this for another couple of days because I'm doing Polar Claw today, and he's a big polar bear. Bless his little satin cocks. Nice Beast Wars figure. Let me give you a little bit of BG about this guy. He makes me laugh in all kinds of ways. Let me see. Do I have a little bit of BG? I'm actually on TF Wiki here, which is back up again and being nice. He's, of course, a Maximal from the Beast Wars era. From the Beast Wars portion of the Generation 1 continuity family. Apparently Beast Wars is Generation 1. I would like someone to explain. Can any of y'all kind of do a video explaining continuities for... I mean, I'm not a lay person, but I do get mixed up. I mean, G1 to me is what's going on over there, really, you know. It doesn't matter. It doesn't... It does, because I would like to know exactly why it's G1. It's because someone's going to tell me, say me a little bit of a little phrase. That'll be nice. Maybe because it takes place before. I should just stop speaking about it because I don't know. Ferocity and frenzy. I'm done doing the BG now. But Polar Claw possess an abundance. They missed maybe the words of Mr. Christopher McFeely tops. Many a foe have sampled his righteous ire. Righteous ire. That sounds like McFeely. Is that you, McFeely? I bet you it is. But when it comes to his comrades and subordinates, his sense of fair play is legend. I prefer legend there, instead of legendary. He believes in disciplined peacekeeping, a principled army of peacekeepers, and strives to make sure the maximal military remains as such. Polar Claw is very protective of the peace guaranteed by the Pax Cybertronia, and has no qualms about uphanding any upstart Predacons with extreme justice. He has partnered with a robotic bat drone called Bat Scout. He's probably got this weapon and that weapon and the Uber Cybertronian kitty pooper or whatever. I don't know what you call that stuff. I like my plastic. This is a nice big bit of plastic. Makes me laugh. This, to me, do you know the way sometimes you get a bot and it's almost like there's a little bit of comedy in the design or, you know, plastic comedy. Like you get musical jokes. And this is like, I'm not really sure what it is. To me, if Polar Claw were real, instead of being this, you know, this principled what have you, blah, blah, yaggity schmackety, he'd be a stand-up comedian. He would. Because look at him. He's a big thing. To me, he looks like a nappy rolled up. Diaper for my American cousins here. He does. But That only adds something to this guy. He is a big, chunky monkey mofo. Now, let me just... I can do a bit of... There's too much light during the day here. There you go. There's a little bit of detail there on his fishhog. You can see he's got He's had a hair transplant, obviously, because he's got this very obvious line, and he's got all bandages and strictures akimbo, and at the back of him is just a big mess of open stuff, which is lovely. Underneath, quite tidy. Now he was, I believe, initially the prototype of this guy was Barbarian, which was going to be the Grizzly, or the Grizzly One was another name for it. But I think this was the first incarnation. He's a mega, and his partner in crime, not his partner in crime, but his nemesis is Scorponok. Lovely Scorponok from the Beast Wars. I want Scorponok, but I have Sandstorm, who's kind of a bit more special to have. Thank you, Georgie. But this is Polar Claw. Look at him. He's a big polar bear. Look at the little gimmicks. There is some movement here, but this is maybe why he's G1 continuity, because the head won't move. That if you start moving the legs, they want to stay in exactly that position, But this starts happening, and it just looks wrong and silly. Looks a bit like an Animorph there, doesn't he? But that wants to stay like that. When you push him forward, this is what happens. I like it. Hey man, he's got these lovely big black tusks that appear out of nowhere. Can you see little bat scout in there? Because of course Scorponok has the bee wasp thing. This guy has a bat. Lovely big fat looking thing. I like to display him in this mode because he's got weak knees. Don't tell him I said that, but he has weak knees in his bot mode. Let's just get him there. Fur. He's got fur. Now it's been a while since I transformed this guy, but it's it's not rocket surgery. Let's just keep her lit, see what happens. There we go. Look at that. That's a corner of wrong for the day, ladies and gentlemen. Corner of wrong for the day. Absolutely wrong. These are not going to form his arms, which I like. I like that fact. Oh yes, his legs want to move in a oneer, as the hairy bikers would say. Arms are underneath his chest. These bad boys become gun weapon type thingies. Now look at this. See, this wants to happen. This is to facilitate that little gimmick, the little fang gimmick. Oh, someone sent me a text message. Does this have to move down like this? Right, watch this. This is the cool thing. I like this. This is a solid bit of stuff going on here. And of course he does have the battle mask. This thing comes from, and this is where his little hairpiece was. And the entire midsection here swings about. I like that. I like it when things do that. There's a few other bots that do that. Optimus Primal from the Beast Machines. He's got that midsection which swings around. And then you just replug. Now, the first thing I'll show you, get this out of the way, is his battle mask. This is the one where he's been in the sun far too long. Poor polar bear. It must be nightmare for him. Reveal the fish. Reveal the shield. Let's get these bad boys out. Now, these are the ones that they're sometimes a little tricky to get out. Not the problem today, mercifully. Now, what we'll do for the moment is we'll put these like that. Right, there's the battle mask. Battle mask, schmattle mask. Let's show you his real face, shall we? This is Polar Claw in bot mode. He's not a bot. Look, he's got weak knees and he's got really weak feet. He's got Blaster Generation 1 Blaster feet. These are really crappy little chicken feet. Oh, the poor bastard. He's got one of those faces that looks like he's having a really violent shit. Let me see if we can get like... Oh, God, get it out to me. It's so funny. Taller than you would imagine. Interesting to see Prime Bulkhead in the Voyager. He looks almost deluxe size compared to Voyager animated Bulkhead. But the bot's huge. The bot just comes out of it. I love that. I can't wait to get my hands on these. Now, gimmicks. Yes, let's have a look. This is the thing. Oh, Polar Claw. Do you see that? Look at that there. That's fantastic. Let's look at that again. You see, he's got the spring-loaded shit going on. Because, of course, in Scorponok's Pedipalps, he had missiles, this is kind of the reminiscent of the missiles. And in the other one, behave. See, you have to get this in just right, or it won't. In the other one, he had a little wasp, whereas this chap here has a little. Let me see. Come on. See, this is going to spring off, and of course it jumps off, springs into life, and becomes this ever so darling. This is what is a bat scout, and he's this kind of little. I want to call him an Arctic bat, although I know no such animal exists. Not a bad looking little bat. Um, Not very batty like wings, and he's white, which you don't normally get them unless they're albino or something like that. But lovely, lovely little bat, and I do like bat formers. This does count as a bat former, I suppose. Although this bat does just turn into a forepaw, which is interesting. That's the little thing that pops off. Bing bang boom, and he can hold this bad boy as well. So I suppose he can become some kind of weapon or um, his little pet bat, which is nice, and you can have his little wings going like that. He's reminiscent of so many Hammer horror movies now, isn't he? You just know Peter Cushing's knocking about somewhere in the background with a can of tomato soup, ready to do some damage. There's a nice little shot there. This presumably we can pass off as a weapon of some sort. Look at this. Another, look at that. And he does look quite impressive with all this shit deployed, doesn't he? He doesn't look too bad at all with all this stuff deployed here. Good looking bot. Actually, the more I see him now, the more I like him. He does have an awful lot going on. Again, he's got a strenuous face. Eat more fiber. Polar Claw. Merry Christmas. It's not Christmas yet, but you know what I mean. Liking this guy a lot. I want to pick up Barbarian, Barbarian at Auto Assembly 2012. Watch the skies for Auto Assembly 2012 news. Stuff's going to be happening soon throughout December, as you've seen on the Auto Assembly YouTube site. All very nice. I need to do a little bit of custom here. I think I can do something to this gun to make it look a little more gun-like, and something to these claws, now that I look at them. And all this red can be sorted out a little bit. Yeah, a little bit of custom going to go on this guy, and he's going to look sweet as a nut. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Ray, I Love Mess, with Polar Claw from Beast Wars. Bigging it up, David Thomas will have a pint fee next year. Absolutely good guy. Gonna be missed next year. Genuinely missed. Get him. Goodbye.
Now that's what